So I find it very interesting as how the Catholic faith is sort of like engages Indigenous culture in a way that sort of acknowledges it, which to me sort of feels like, is it necessarily like, is there something going on there? And so sort of going back onto the idea about Indigenous culture and Indigenous Catholic faith.
Yeah.
So my understanding of some of the commandments of the Bible, one of those being, you will have no God but mine.
Exactly.
So I find it very interesting as how the Catholic faith is sort of like engages Indigenous culture in a way that sort of acknowledges it, which to me sort of feels like, is it necessarily like, is there something going on there? Sorry, I don't know how to put the words.
Are you saying it contradicts the notion of one God? Or appears to?
It does appear to say that, like, oh yes, you know, like, almost like, you know, we believe in our God, but we respect that you believe in other gods.
No, we are not saying that actually.
Okay.
What we are saying is you've had an understanding of the Spirit, of God, the created dream time. The one who actually fulfills all that, you may not have realized that before, is actually the Father that Jesus speaks about. And you know what? Many Aboriginal people say, yeah, I accept that. I accept that. But they also, you know, in our Catholic faith, we talk about the communion of saints. We know that Mary has appeared to people. Angels have appeared to people in our Christian understanding. There's been mystical experiences like that, phenomena, mystical experiences, which are quite, you know, there's a lot of evidence that this is true, that this has happened. What's the problem? They talk about ancestors and spirits, we talk about angels, we talk about the devil, we talk about, they're often their experiences are paralleled by our experiences.
Okay.
And I met with the SALT team, which is the Aboriginal support team to our Catholic schools. They are all Aboriginal people. And I met with them, Torres Strait Islanders and Aboriginal people. And we had no problem coming to the point of saying, Jesus brings it all to a fuller understanding. So this whole spiritual world and this whole dream time, they don't believe in many gods, you know. The Aboriginal people don't speak about many gods, by the way. They talk about spirit and creator spirit, and they talk about this. And so I don't see a contradiction if it's properly understood, not simplistically understood. So I speak with lots of Aboriginal people. I'm often in their communities, and we often can like build up on this. Even other faiths, other religions, for example. I remember being in India visiting my uncle, and it was the feast of Saraswati, the goddess of wisdom. And Christians at the same time were celebrating Jesus, the wisdom of God.
Okay.
So they weren't accepting exactly what the Hindu faith was saying, but they were saying, in their understanding, Jesus actually brings the wisdom to a fullness. But with the Aboriginal people, it's actually even closer, because they don't talk about the number of gods. And they talk about the one spirit or creator spirit, and overall. So I don't see a contradiction there. In fact, I spoke about this with all the bishops, went together and talked together about this.